Welcome to another Rooted and Raw. All right, ladies. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. So to all of our listeners and viewers, we have some guests today. I'm very excited because you are used to the same group of people. So myself, Tamara, Jaemi, Sherita, and Flora are usually your go-tos, and they still are. However, they are out doing family stuff in other states and cities, and so they couldn't be here. And so we actually have the privilege of having us some special guests, one in which is technically not a special guest because she's with you every week. She's just on the other side of the camera. So we're going to do some introductions. We're going to allow our guests to do a little bit of a 15-second bio like we've all done. And then we'll jump in. So I'm very excited because not only are we pulling a topic that we know nothing about just yet, but we're also doing it with people that we've never done this with before. So I'm super excited. So let's jump in, starting with you.
Hey guys, it's Steph. I'm usually behind the camera.
Yep, and you, because you are so soft-spoken, you're going to have to either use your big girl voice for me or pull your mic closer. Yeah, so just so you guys know, this is Rooted and Raw, so we don't do editing and all that. We keep it 100. So, yeah, I'm just going to tell you to speak up because
big dog.
Yeah, there you go, with a big dog. Okay, all right. And up next we have
Michelle, hi.
And you're going to go ahead and do your 15-second bio. So just to remember what that is, it's your name, what you did, where you're from, your immediate family, and then what you do for a living. Living doesn't have to mean like, oh, I get paid lots of buku dollars to do this. It's what you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michelle, right? Mm-hmm. I'm from Oklahoma, currently living in Fayetteville for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So I am married to he's kind of cool.
Don't
he's
come from
awesome.
Mike that way.
Okay.
He's
Mike,
awesome.
You know, I'll keep him. And then we have 5 kids. And then I work at Manna Church in the cafe. I'm just like your favorite barista.
Okay.
No big
I
deal.
love it.
It's just my fun job. So it don't pay no bills, but it's fun.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
I mean, because I do have 5 kids. So
Yeah,
somebody's got to take care of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that for you. All right. Awesome. And you didn't mention any of the fur feather babies you got.
2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 chickens.
So a farm.
Chickens aren't actually fur babies.
I said fur feather.
Fur feather. Okay.
I said fur feather babies because
There we
you already checked me on that. Okay. And now we have.
Sade, that's my name.
Uh-huh.
I'm from all over, so I was an Army brat, military brat growing up, but I claim Fayetteville now because I've been here for 15 years, I think, this year.
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy. I have 3 sisters and then a mom and a dad who I dearly love. And then I have my fur baby, Paige, my little Shih Tzu. She's the best. And then what I do for a living, I work for local government here in the area for the county, and I do public affairs. So all the fun media stuff.
Wow. This is right up your alley.
A little bit.
So can I just ask the question, because I've heard you say these words too. What the heck does it mean when we say we are military brats?
Army brat?
Or army brat? Like, what is it? Like, you're a brat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so somebody's a brat, somebody's not. Got it. What is that? Why do we say that?
I don't know.
How
I
do
think
we
that was just like a label that was put on us whenever
Growing up.
Yeah.
We were just called Army brats. Why? I have no idea.
Ah, okay.
We just, we put our own meaning to it over the years. Because if you ask anyone, they're all going to give you a different answer.
That is true.
Ah, okay.
I mean, we just gave you a different
literally
answer
just-
right now.
Yeah, literally.
We don't know.
So does that mean no? It doesn't.
It just means that usually you'll notice so we do use it commonly when we're asked where we're from.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we kind of all, I think, unspoken rule use it
Yeah.
as like a, I don't know how to answer that question because I was born over here, but I lived in this place the longest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just kind of, I'm an Army brat. I don't
Okay.
really know.
I don't know. We don't know.
All right.
We
I
were
love
just
that.
picked him, plucked him, pulled him, but all over the place.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, you have D. I am so excited about. Already, I can tell it's gonna be a good time. All right. So, with that being said, let's jump right into our icebreaker because I love a good icebreaker, and they are fun and funny, and I get to learn things about people that I already know. So, your question is, what's your I've earned this splurge kind of thing? No shame, no budget talk, nothing like that. Just I've earned this thing and I do it and I'm glad about it. Those vibes. So again, we'll start with you, work our way around. So tell us what that thing is and maybe a quick why.
So that was a hard question. I, was kind of trying to think about what I was going to say. I'm going to have to say tattoos. Thank you, Michelle. Because I didn't know what to say. But that's pretty accurate because, I don't know, it's just, so growing up, viewing tattoos was like a big no-no, almost, like a sin, like you would not go to heaven if you had tattoos kind of, growing up concept. Yeah. So when I got my first tattoo, it was very like,
controversial.
Yeah. So even, for myself, it was like an internal battle of, to be 100% honest with you, I thought that if I were to get a tattoo, I was going to break out in like boils or something.
You was going to get leprosy?
Something. I did. I seriously thought that was going to happen. So while I was being tattooed, I didn't stop staring at her doing it because I was terrified. I was like, something's going to happen. It's going to start burning. I'm like freaking out. And then nothing happened. So then I was like, okay, wow. Like fear is a huge limitator of just doing things.
Yeah, that's true.
So, that initial like breaking through, not letting fear control my life. So every time, well, I don't have that many tattoos, but when I do get tattoos, it's just a reminder that I don't have to let fear control my life and that I can, it is my body, so I can, pick tattoos. I don't have to walk around with like crazy looking tattoos that are against the Bible. I can, put the Bible on my skin.
Yeah.
That's
for
what,
sure.
So that's kind of what, and I've realized that, the tattoos that I did choose, when I look at them, they're reminders of God's hand in my life throughout the years.
That's good.
So yeah, it's definitely, when I do get them, it feels like a reward.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
In a lot of different ways. So yeah.
I love that. Michelle?
Okay. Hi. Mine would be my hair and tattoos.
Yeah.
So, because it's one of those where it's like, they're expensive.
Yeah.
And so you feel like, I just can't. I got kids in braces, or I've got,
Come on,
rent.
because that's for real.
Those things,
Braces is expensive.
your groceries, things like that.
We got to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids
Yeah.
got to eat.
Somebody got to eat.
So, so
I
that's
need to eat because you don't want me if I ain't ate. I'm just saying. It's ugly.
So it's one of those where sometimes it's a toss-up. I feel like, okay. So if I'm intentional with, like, saving a certain amount, like my tips because I'm a barista, so then I feel like, I'll save all my tips and you
Look
can
at you.
do it for I'll pay for a tattoo or something like that. So
yeah,
or my hair, yeah,
it's good. Sade,
I had an answer coming in, and now that I've been really stewing and thinking about this, I'm gonna have to say concert tickets.
Ooh,
specifically
Tori Kelly. Because you splurge on your Tori. Shout out to Tori Kelly. So if y'all don't know, I love shouting people out. I just shout out everybody. Someday somebody's gonna shout me out. Someday. That ain't no time soon, but someday somebody gonna shout me out because I stay shouting. Shout out to Tori Kelly because you got a friend.
I hope she knows.
Yeah.
A friend, not a fan.
We're trying to be friends.
A friend.
At least I am.
You're working.
I'm working real hard. That's why I keep splurging on these concert tickets.
You
front row every time,
splurge.
meet and greet every time.
Yeah, you go hard. I will never go to a Tori Kelly concert with you because I'm not willing to splurge.
But would still have a great time.
Oh, no, I would.
Even if we weren't.
I'm gonna find somebody to sit way in the back with me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
or like in a balcony.
Because I love her music, so I'd go. I'm
and
just
she's
not
a great
spending,
performer.
I'm just not spending that money.
Yeah,
I
but
love
it
that.
adds up, travel, Airbnb.
Yeah, because it's not usually here. Because
Pet
she's not coming
sitting.
here. Tori, if you're listening, Fayetteville would be a nice place for you.
And you
I'm just
have
throwing that
fans in
out. You do
Fayetteville,
have
girl.
fans.
Just wanna let
And I
you
might
know.
splurge on those tickets if I ain't got to fly to come see you. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
I haven't flown yet, so I can say that.
Come on, praise the Lord.
Yeah, but
She
we've
said yet.
driven.
You
Yeah.
have actual pictures with her, yes?
I do. Insert picture into no. I'm
And
kidding.
so, now listen, we just might. We'll look at the creative person on that one.
I'm just kidding. But
That's
no,
awesome.
a good concert.
Okay.
I will splurge for.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, this is a hard question for me because I splurge a lot.
How many Amazon packages do you have?
Okay, that was uncalled for.
As Daryl would
You
say,
didn't have.
he knows the Amazon driver by name.
Okay, all right. Everybody, just pull back and don't even. Okay, so I didn't even think about Amazon. Amazon is one of my. Oh Lord Jesus, I'm investing. Okay, Amazon, or as Sharonda would say, Amazon. So sure, we could say Amazon.
Yep.
I was going with my nails.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
because the nails stay on point, and I do splurge. There is not a budget for that. Well, not one that we ever go over anyway. And then definitely travel. I love to travel. So cruises, Universal, up the street to the beach. Like if I'm in a car, And then of course I gotta go with the tattoos too. I'm working on a sleeve right now, so I love tattoos. But shout out to my tattoo artist Tiana,
Yes.
because I do not spend what some of y'all is spending on these tattoos. And she good, and she's fast. So shout out to Tiana. All right, now that we've talked about, now that I've, felt a little some type of way, because maybe I splurged a little bit more than I should, but my bills is paid.
Hey,
The kids
that's what
got
matters.
food.
Yes.
Right. Everything's taken care of. And so, yeah. And I got money in my savings account. So
we go.
I splurge because I can, not because some of y'all need to stop splurging. If I'm being,
she's being.
I'm
real.
rooted and raw.
raw.
It's right,
Yeah.
right. Like some of y'all should stop because you splurging on things and your bills ain't paid.
Yikes.
Next time. All right, let's jump in. So Stephanie, because this is her first time on this side of the camera fully, she's gonna pull our topic for us. This is a special moment because we may never get her on this side of the camera again because she.
I mean, never say never. But
Yeah, we should never say never. You should never say never. I'd love to have you on this side. She's got some really good nuggets. Pay attention.
Oh, yeah. No pressure.
All right, y'all ready? Here we go.
Okay. Can I be successful and ambitious and still be faithful to God?
Ooh. Okay. So let me just go ahead with our disclaimer real quick. We try to never do this without a disclaimer. So we are theologians. All of us study the word, but we study it on the purpose of our own relationship with God, but none of us have degrees in theology. So do not take every single thing we say to heart as if we are the Bible. We are not. We are just speaking from what we know from the good book, as well as what we know from life experience, from our own experiences, from spouses' experiences, from friend experiences. And so don't go tell nobody that you doing something just because Root and Raw told you to. That would be a you thing, not a us thing. All right. Let's get this conversation started. Let's start with, so read the question for me one more time.
Okay. So, can I be successful and ambitious and still be faithful to God?
Okay. So I think we should start by talking about what success and ambition looks like, right? Because, there is a lot of different ideas of what success and ambition looks like. And ultimately, there is a level of that could be outside of God's will, right?
Yeah.
But if we're going to stay in God's will, I think we first and foremost need to know what that looks like. So I want to actually start with you, Sade.
Yay.
Because you are somebody I know who has a level of success, in my opinion. I don't know that you would say so, but for you to be as young as you are and be where you are and experience what you've experienced, I feel like you have a level of success. So can you kind of talk us through a little bit some ideas about what success actually looks like or can look like, and then the ambition to get to that, right? And then we'll all chime in as we see fit, or maybe I'll throw another question out.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I've actually been challenged in my idea of success lately.
That's good.
Where the world sees it as one thing. Like, okay, you have the cars, you have your house, you have your job, you're taken care of, you're comfortable, you're good. But one thing that I always go back to in my head is actually the life of Jesus, where in him having a ministry for 3 years on earth and then literally being killed, that was success.
Yeah.
According to the Bible, which is like super crazy to me. So I for me, I feel like success may outwardly appear one way according to the world, but if the Lord had another idea or another assignment or calling for my life, that's what I want. And if it, not to be like morbid or anything, but if it ended tragically, but it was in the will of God, then I feel like that would be success in a weird but biblical way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. It makes perfect sense.
So I don't know. It just might be successful for me to lead and live a quiet life instead of going and doing all of these things on like platforms or like stages or whatever and being in front of people. So it's, it's been challenged.
That's good.
Yeah.
I want to insert this real quick because I just Googled the definition of success.
Oh.
So this is the dictionary version of what success is, and I'm not saying that this is incorrect. I'm just saying that sometimes we find as Christian women who are we're not just Christian in title, we're Christian in lifestyle, right? There's a difference between being Christian in title and Christian in lifestyle. So if you don't know, now you know. Okay. And so the definition of success based on the dictionary is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. And then there's a second one that says the good or bad outcome of an undertaking. Different. So ultimately what you just said is not wrong in comparison with at least number one, right? Because if the aim or the purpose is to be in God's will, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter, right? Okay, so with that, let's go to you, Michelle. What's your thoughts on success and what you've seen?
So what I used to consider
that's good.
success is the accolades, you know, because I used to be in a leadership position and thinking that I needed to get those approvals and I needed to get those accolades.
Yeah.
But then God kind of humbled me a lot. And girl, you ain't doing none of that without me anyways.
Ooh, that's
so
good.
why
That's good.
should you get those accolades?
Ooh.
Wow.
Why shouldn't I? So I got quite humbled a little bit in that, as in like, okay, you right. You right. I can't do it without you. So all praise goes to you. Whatever I do accomplish or whatever I do, like just with my children, my kids, I think they're pretty great.
They are.
And as they're awesome. Growing into young adults, they're, becoming, to me, I feel successful in that. But it wasn't me.
Yeah.
It was God. I handed them over to him and said, they're yours. They're not mine.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been able to steward them, my husband and I, in this life, but ultimately they're yours.
Yeah.
I'm going to get emotional.
Yeah, you
okay.
are.
No, it's okay.
So
don't
one
get
thing
me
we
talking
don't
about
have,
my babies.
I know.
That's the one thing we don't have on the table that we need to learn to have is maybe some tissue because
okay, because I'm the first one to get on here and cry.
Yeah, you are. But you know what? No judgments. Maybe we needed some tears.
No, don't do that. Don't do
Okay.
that. Okay, but anyway, so don't cry.
You about to make me
It's
cry.
I know.
But like I said, it's one of those where I felt like I needed to have those to be successful. I needed other people approval. I needed them to see, oh, Michelle did that. She did that so well. Like, I felt like I needed that. But all I need is his approval. I don't need anybody else's.
That's it. That's good.
And is that great? Does it make you want to work harder or do better? Yes. But ultimately, it's his approval that you need, not theirs. Not somebody that's maybe in a higher position than you, that you see as very successful, that you want to get to. Sometimes God knows your heart. So he knows if you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think when I started, it was for the wrong reasons. Yes, I wanted to be in ministry, but I also wanted to be seen. And as much as I said, no, I like to stay behind the scenes. I don't want to be I wanted that stage. I wanted that, like, to level up.
Yeah.
And then when opportunities came, I was like, oh no, because my heart was not right. I could, if I got up there, I would have been faking the funk all day long, and they would have seen right through me.
That's good.
So he humbled me quite a bit in that, as, girl, you ain't doing none of this without me anyway. So why you look into that?
So what I'm hearing is that what it was kind of maybe a worldly view.
Yes.
Of success that you had.
Get my name in lights, like get up there to where people are going to see me, know me, all those things. And then it was like, yes, I had a big humbling experience as, that's not what you're doing this for.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay. I'm not trying to be rude to people, but I don't care what your name is. I don't care what you've done or who you are.
Yeah, no, seriously.
And that's what it's in the world. It's like, I'm like, no, they're just people. We all just people.
That's true.
I mean, we all bleed the same. We all
get the same 24 hours in a day.
So I try to, not that I'm trying to be, that I think I'm better or anything else. It's just, we're all the same. And so I don't now look at it as, I got to get to know this person, or I need to be in their circle, or I need to get to this level so that I can be around, I've gotten now to where that's not what it's about.
That's good.
That's really so, good. And now I'm not in a leadership position. And it's funny because now I'm learning more that I'm not, on how actually to be a leader and how to do things a better way.
Yeah.
And so so I think now I'm more successful than I was.
That's good.
In that,
That's good.
Yeah. So I see it more as like.
And you were in that leadership position for
11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's a long time.
It's good. All right, Stephanie, now let's shift to you, because you, at the time of this recording, I have to say that because I don't know how far this is going to be out a few weeks from now. But at the time of this recording, you're about to make a big shift in your life that could change perspective in what success actually looks like. Yeah. I'm not asking you to give the world details if you don't want to, but knowing that you're about to make this big shift, that could change the idea of perspective. What do you have to say about success and ambition and what that looks like?
Well, growing up, hearing Michelle's story, I was very much that way growing up. I loved, I would always say, I don't want to be on stage, or I don't want to get attention, but I loved getting attention. And, my mom would teach my sister and I very much, the last will be first, the first will be last, humble yourself. And I would get frustrated. I'm like, it could, I wanted to get the accolades and I wanted to have all that. And I kept telling myself that, no, I don't want to be on stage, or I want to be behind the scenes. And I think it was mostly just trying to convince myself to humble myself. I guess trying in my own strength, really. And then, life happens and I was actually humbled. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's different than what I was thinking. That's different than what I was trying. But it's so much better, and then, and then I got comfortable and I'm like, okay, God, this humble thing is actually kind of nice. And then he was like, okay, now you're comfortable. Now you need to be uncomfortable. So I'm like, no, not ready yet. I don't want to do that. I'm good. I'm okay.
I'm good.
I'm good. You don't have to do all that. And yes, that's where the transition and the shift. So I had been praying for years. Why'd I do that? I don't know what I was thinking. Just saying that I wanted to homeschool because, you know, going to Mana and growing up in Mana, everybody was doing homeschool. And so like I saw the benefit of what homeschooling looked like in kids compared to public school. And I was like, that is so cool. You know, they're so much smarter. They're in all aspects, not even like academically. They're, you know, they're smarter, like psychologically, emotionally, like in all of the sense. So I remember thinking that when I had kids, I wanted to homeschool. But that opportunity wasn't something we were able to do because of life. So recently, my husband and I had been praying and like, okay, God, you know, if this is something we would like and we have wanted for a while, but if it's not your will, it's okay. And we'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
And then God's like, okay, that's what I was waiting for. Now you're ready. And I'm like, nope, no, I'm not.
Oh.
Just kidding. Take that back. Nope.
Be careful what you pray for.
Right. So I have been working for the past 3 years at Mana as the video editor and absolutely love it. My favorite job ever in the entire world, which is where I got comfortable.
Yes.
I should have not got comfortable. But, you know, God was like, okay, it's time to, you know, focus more on the kids and on family and, you know, do homeschool with my younger two. And so I'm going to be doing that. And we do have our videography business. So I'll be working from home and doing homeschool.
Yeah.
And that shift has really been like, it's a good kind of overwhelm. But it's still overwhelming, you know? So very much mind shift of what it looks like to, you know, run a business and all the little details that go into that. Where I've just, you know, in the past 3 years, all I had to do was the next task, you know, video, edit, record, and that's it. But now it's, you know, really thinking about, okay, well, it depends on, you know, me to reach out to clients. If, you know, if I have, you know, recordings or videos to edit, really depends on me reaching out. And I think that's been the hardest part is like, I don't want to be that, you know, weirdo, annoying person that goes into DMs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, how can I do this to where I would accept it? And that's something I've learned. Like, you have to, you know, reach out in a way that you would want to receive or accept things. And I thought that was pretty interesting. So that's, you know, just navigating all of that has been really fun, overwhelming, but very fun. And just, you know, the viewing success and ambition, it really depends on where your heart and your mind is. Like, are you seeking success for self-gain or are you seeking success for God's approval? You know, like to walk in his will, you know, to have that relationship daily with him so that you are hearing his word, so that you are, you know, following his will. And it's, you know, just walking in that daily it's fun. It's a lot, but it's fun.
I think it's really cool that as we sit around and we have this conversation, all four of us, have basically had one idea of success, and through God's humbling, we've all come to pretty much what sounds like the same conclusion of what success should actually look like, at least for us who are walking in relationship with Christ, right? Because I too have this same story of what I thought success looks like. I didn't grow up. Excuse me. I should probably never drink coffee when I'm doing this, because The belching is real over here.
Okay. Rooted and raw, baby.
Rooted and raw. So I didn't grow up like in the church. I didn't grow up like with Christians. And so I grew up very much in the world, right? And in the world, it says that there is success is, like you said, the money, the cars, the fame, the fortune, the house, da, da, da. And for me, I grew up I'd say very American poor. And I say that because I just got back from Cuba, and there's a difference between poor and American poor.
Yep.
Let's just be real rooted and real raw, right? So I'm if you don't know, I'm really big on words and the words that I say. So I used to say we grew up poor. Since I've been able to go to other countries, I've changed that to American poor because there's a difference. Yeah. Which, let's be real, our poor is like rich to them.
Yeah.
We need to stop. We need to be stopped. Okay. I'm going to come back off my soapbox because that's a whole topic in itself. We need to be stopped. Okay. Because our complaining is dumb. I'm sorry.
Like people of Israel in the desert.
Okay. But because for real, I'm back. Whew, I'm back. I'm a focus. Anyway, so I grew up very American poor, and my whole idea of success was doing better than my parents. My whole idea of success was, I am not going to do the things that you all did to get y'all where you are, that then leaves us without, right? Like, I just don't want that.
Yeah.
And for me, in my mind, it wasn't about having the fame or the fortune or the big house or the nice car. Although, shout out to God, because I do have a big house and a nice car. Also, y'all should stop asking for nice big houses if you ain't willing to clean them. Because having a big house means you got to clean it. Okay? I'm thinking about downgrading. Anyway, so I very much, it wasn't about where we lived or what we have. It was more about how we lived. We lived in a way that I just couldn't comprehend. And even now as an adult looking back, I still can't comprehend some of the things that my parents did. And so success for me was, I want to do more than you did. And if that means that I don't have any children because I don't want my children to experience what I had to experience, I'm here for it. Like, do I want kids? Sure, maybe someday. But if I can't give them better than y'all did, I'd rather not have them. Like, that was like for real my mindset growing up, because y'all out here not doing the best, making best decisions. I love my parents. I do. And I'm grateful. And I learned in the process of growing as a Christian that God gave me the parents that I needed. Yeah. Because that very mindset is why now I am able to give my kids more than my parents did. But guess what? What I didn't know is that more was Jesus.
Right.
That's the more. It wasn't. It's not the money and the nice house and the good neighborhood. It's Jesus. Yeah. That's what I didn't have growing up. I didn't know that, but that's what we were lacking. Yeah. That was the success that we didn't have, was Jesus. Right. We didn't have community. Well, we had them, but they wasn't. Doing the best. We didn't have good community.
There you go.
We didn't have Jesus community. We didn't have Jesus culture. We didn't have that. And so I look back now and I think all the work that I wanted to do internally to give my kids more had nothing to do with me, and it had nothing to do with money, and it had nothing to do with neighborhoods and cars and all of that, and everything to do with, you just need to know about Jesus. That's it. You need to know about Jesus. You, me, D, you need to know about Jesus, because when you truly know who Jesus is and you know about what he's done for you, you are not going to want to miss out on the opportunity to put that into your children.
Yeah.
That's how you make them better.
Really
That's how you do better. You give them Jesus.
Yeah.
And so success for me now it's still the same in the idea of I want to give my kids better than I had. That part has not changed. The better is what's changed.
Yeah.
What is the better? It's not that I want to give them a better neighborhood. Did I? No, God did.
Yeah.
It's not that I want to give them, nice clothes and nice shoes. Did we? Sure, God did. God provided for us to be able to give them more. But if we didn't have any of that, it does not change the fact that we've given them better because we've given them Jesus.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think success has changed because I feel like now I look at success as, and I was just having this very conversation with a good friend of mine whose name is Natasha, who will actually be on our next episode. But we were just talking about, like, am I in the will of God?
Yeah.
Nothing else actually matters except for being in the will of God. Am I being obedient to his word, even when it's uncomfortable, right? Even when I don't quite understand what you're doing here, God.
Jeez.
I don't quite get it. And it's funny because I was listening to Craig Rochelle this morning, because I'm always listening to Craig Rochelle. When I'm
Shout
not
out.
listening to, shout out to Craig Rochelle. Shout out. When I'm not listening to somebody at Manna, I'm listening to Craig Rochelle. And I was listening to this morning, and he was basically saying, like, at the end of the day, like, what difference does anything make if we are not being obedient?
Right.
Like, if we're not walking out obedience to God, none of it's gonna matter.
Right.
And he said, when you think about, like, we want to know when God gives us something. So let's take you, for instance, Stephanie. God's giving you this plan, and you don't know what it looks like. But God only gives us that one step, right? He only gives that one step that we have to make, and it's up to us to just be obedient and make that one step. And we're like, but God, can't you give me more? And the reality is, if he did, then we wouldn't take the one step, because we'd have to see all the things, all the hardships, all the frustrations,
So in
right?
being obedient can make you successful. So it's like you
Right.
being obedient. That's all you got to do. You just
It's
have to
it.
be obedient.
It's just take the next
And
It's that
then
one step.
Success comes.
Success comes.
Whether
But
that looks like,
That's what I was about to
success
say.
in your family. Because
Whatever
or
the
success in
looks
your
like.
job, success in your finance. Give him those first fruits.
those first,
Oh my
that
gosh,
first
And
fruits.
then you're going to
Amen.
be successful in
No.
your
Amen.
finances.
That is true.
Amen.
Giving your children to the Lord.
Yeah.
And you'll be successful
Yeah.
if you're handing them over knowing that they are not yours.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's entrusted you for this time.
Well, and knowing and understanding that success may also come out, because it's another thing me and Natasha was talking about, that success may come out looking completely different.
Yeah.
Which is like true most of the time.
For me, I feel like it's all the time.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say that
I'm
too.
going with all the time. Like, it's
'Cause
always
you have
looks
one
different.
way that you think about it, and then all of a sudden when you
This is what I want success to look like, and then God says,
Jeez.
"That's cute.
right.
That's cute. I love that you thought that was going to be
you
your
want to
success."
make God laugh? Tell him your plan.
Okay,
Right.
come on,
Right.
because for real, because for real.
I'm sure I made
This
him
is
laugh
what I
so
have
much.
planned.
I bet he thinks I'm the funniest.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. I was telling Natasha, I was like, I wonder how many times he, like, hand palms his forehead when he looks at me.
Or when you tell
No,
him
he just.
something.
I think he goes like
Listen.
this. I think he goes,
That girl,
just
I love
wait.
her.
She don't know.
She ain't got no clue.
I got no idea.
No, so true.
This is not us telling you something we seen in the Bible. There's nothing. Let me just.
Yeah.
Let's just do a disclaimer on that. Like, we not telling you that
we
God
have a
actually,
meme of
but
Jesus
just
Probably.
Jesus doing this. Like, we don't know that he actually does that. But if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, where do we get that from? Well, I know where I get it from. Because I do it to my kids all the
Right,
time.
right.
So I imagine
Because you're putting yourself in God's perspective. Like,
Right.
he's got to be.
right.
He's got to
What are
be
you doing?
palming his head
Right.
right now. Because, girl, sit down. Well,
Right.
because I do it to to my own children. So they make me palm my head anyway. All right. So I would say that what time we're at, but I don't know because I forgot to start the timer. So I'm assuming that we're at about 40 because we had a shift in the cameras. I watched that happen. And then once that happened, I looked at the time and I was like, okay, I got about 10 minutes before I get to 40. And so I could be all the way wrong. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, but we're going to go with it because I don't want to go over time. I want to be a respecter of time. But this really was a good topic, and I appreciate each and every one of your hearts into it because especially yours, Michelle, to be able to take that moment and get real vulnerable. Vulnerable about, the importance of the success, which is your children, which is a big deal. So thank you for that. We're going to go ahead and do our last minute thoughts. So that's just anything that you want to share. This is a time where you really look into your camera and you talk to those who are watching or those who are just listening. Sorry, Apple Podcasts, y'all can't see us just yet, but you can see us on YouTube and Spotify. So I want you to look into the camera and give them those last minute thoughts of what you want to share. So we'll start with Stephanie and work our way around.
So I would say, based on everything we've talked about, just unclench your hands and let it go.
Oh, that's
good.
Give
it to God.
That's so good.
I would say just give it to God. I know it's super uncomfortable. I know it's, you want to have that control in your life, but it's not worth it. Just give it really to God.
That's a whole word. Unclench them hands.
Unclench them. Okay, I would say, I think the question was how to be successful and still faithful. So I feel like as long as you're faithful and obedient, then the success comes.
Amen.
So really just be obedient and stay faithful, and God will give you the success, whatever that looks like. So
that's good.
Yeah. That is good. Kind of tying into what was all said here, I think the main thing that I've got is that a successful life is a surrendered life. And so with you talking about letting go, with you talking about giving your children over to the Lord, giving your finances over to the Lord, I think that he constantly asks for our surrender every day in so many different situations, and we have so many opportunities. So I just think to be successful is just to be surrendered to the Lord.
That's good.
That's good.
I like that. If we weren't doing a podcast right now, I'd stop and say, that's going on my That's a Word list, because that was good to be successful.
It's going to be on our next T-shirt.
Right.
Yeah, there it is.
Because come on, to be successful is to be surrendered?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Girl, let me find out.
Jeez.
Okay.
Mine would be to be willing to be wrong.
Ooh, yeah.
How often do we find that everything that we thought we knew was wrong when we realize that Jesus is right, that he's the way, he is the truth, he is the light, and he's right, and we're usually wrong. So then it ties into what everything else that was just said. So be willing to be wrong. I think sometimes we mess up because we learn that we're wrong and we don't accept it.
Oh, yeah.
So be willing to accept that you probably have a wrong idea of success. If it contradicts, if success contradicts with a good relationship with God, you're probably wrong. Period. Well, that's it, ladies. Let's go through all of the things that I need to do. And usually I have a bunch of ladies on the podcast who know all the things, and so I can get it wrong and then they correct me.
I'll try.
Thank you.
You're
All right. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our guests. So you're not a guest.
Nope.
So thank you to our guests, Michelle and Sade. You guys were
pleasure.
awesome.
Thanks.
You did
for having us.
amazing, and I'm grateful because now you get to go on my list of people who get an invite back when we need guests.
I was thinking this was a one-time thing.
I love that you love that. I do. But no, because there's going to be other times when we're going to need guests, and so your name is on the list. All right, so please describe.
Shout out in the comments if you want Sade birthday back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, while you're at it, put it on the comments if you want Michelle back. Yeah, I love that. Also,
We'll take a vote.
Honestly, that's good. I'm glad you said that. That's how you know she watches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments if you have anything you want to share about success and what that looks like for you. We'd love to hear it. If you have questions about it, you absolutely drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear or
the email. If
The
you don't
email.
want to be vulnerable in public, email us at rootedandrawpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep, come on, Steph. See,
Steph.
that's why you good on this side too, girl.
Yeah, I was going to
Girl,
say.
come on. So yes, we have a Gmail account that you can definitely drop some stuff in there as well. And if you want it, if you have a question that you want us to answer during the podcast, please put in the email, drop it in the comments, and we will answer those. We also have a Instagram, thank you, at Rooted and Raw 25, and a TikTok at Rooted and Raw Podcast. We'd like you to subscribe, like, follow wherever you consume this content. We are on YouTube, we are on Apple, and we are on Spotify. Also share. This may not be for you. Maybe you have a friend who's wondering how to stay aligned with the Father while also being successful. So share that, drop it anywhere, in the socials. We're here for it. We thank you so much for joining us. Until the next time, stay rooted, stay raw.